All right, we ready? Here we go.
Beautiful is the first thing I think of, which irks her at times that smart and funny isn't the first thing I say, but she's really the first girl you notice in the room, whether it's because you see her or you hear her laugh. So. But the real point where we connected and actually talked to each other was the Convergys call center in Pocatello, doing the customer service for DirecTV. I think there was some sort of event or something you could do with your points you earned from upselling things where you could get like a Nerf gun or a dart gun or something. So I leaned back and shoot a dart at her from a couple cubicles over, and she had one too, so she ended up shooting the dart back. And
you threw a dart at me, and I put my phone number on the dart and I shot it back, and then that's where it started. But I feel bad that I didn't give him a chance in the beginning.
So how many years went by? Probably 2 more years went by, and
I feel like it was 3 to 4 years later we reconnected, and I'm really happy we did.
I saw this picture she had posted of herself and she was just glowing, and it was even more angelic than I had seen her at Convergys and when we had hung out before, and I just couldn't help but comment. And I'm not, I'm kind of one of those introverted. I don't really like to put everything out on social media, so I wasn't like, hey, looking good. I was like, do I still, okay, I'll secretly message her. So I sent a little secret message that was like, you look really good, by the way, and you're just glowing, and if you ever think about hanging out again, let's get together. And it was like the same day, you were like, yeah, that'd be awesome, I think, or the next day.
Yep, it's like kind of, I've never really had a family reunion, so I kind of feel like it's a family reunion and a party at the same time.
I would say hangry is the main thing I think of when I think of Whitney. She's, no, not really. Strong is what I think of. She's had to babysit Emery as much as me at some points. And I think as much as having a kid just makes you grow up at the speed of light, that Whitney's so strong, and seeing her as an example made me go even faster as far as maturing and getting to where we're at now.
They feel perfect. John? Step onto it? Oh my god! No, all of a sudden I looked down and I was just like... He had it. Alright,
Ready?
Well, I didn't expect it because I didn't know where he got the money to buy a ring, but it was kind of funny because I was so in tune with being in the moment and having that special family moment and watching the World of Color show, and I went in to grab his hand, so I'm reaching for it, and he bats my hand away. And so at that moment I was so mad. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like trying to have this family time, like huggy, hold hands, and he just like threw my hand down like it was nothing. And so the whole time I was watching World of Color, I was just kind of like, I'm gonna get mad at him. I'm going to be so mad. And after he went down on one knee and proposed to me, I realized he was batting my hand away because he didn't want me to find the special box with the ring in it. I'm gonna be crying probably the whole time I'm walking down the aisle because I know my stepfather is gonna be walking down the aisle with me and giving me away. And I know that he's gonna be crying the whole time, so that's gonna make me cry. But I couldn't have asked for a better stepfather, a bonus dad, a mentor, a person that is basically a great friend.
Oh, cute, man. Thank you.
Just go through.
I'm just excited. I wanted to put it in.
Oh my god, I love all these roses.
I know we have so many roses.
Oh, these are cute.
Oh my god.
So, we're not going to be in heels all night. We're going to be in tongs, just like,
I've got chacos, I was gonna say. Because I know myself. I love it. The colors too.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Those are beautiful.
You look awesome.
I know.
Oh, thank you.
I like to cuddle with them. I like to sing with them. I like to do lots of stuff with them.
I'm excited to just teach her lessons in life that will definitely make parts of this world, I think, better.
She gives me a kiss and says good night. And she gives me a big hug. This is a field trip, but the wedding field trip. I'm sorry about to dance and eat cake.
I can't believe the things she'll say that it just... She sounds so old. It sounds like something we'd say,
Oh, yeah.
It's when you realize you're influencing someone too much. Don't turn out all the way like me, please. Just keep those good parts.
He tickles me. I like to ride bikes with him. I like to do a lot of stuff with him. Yeah, and I love him with all my heart, and I give a little bit to Mama.
We've all been invited here by Whitney and Pirmin to share in a very important moment of the lives of Pirmin, Whitney, and Emery. Their love and understanding for each other has grown and matured, and they have decided to live their lives together as a married family. Pirmin and Whitney want to thank you all for your presence here tonight and ask for your encouragement and lifelong support in their decision to become a family. Despite the fairy tales and the movies, we don't fall into love. It isn't a destiny or a fate, it's a decision, and it's one that we make every day. Marriage is perhaps the greatest and most challenging of adventures of all human relationships. As good as I may be, and I am quite good, no ceremony can create a marriage. Only you can do that. Through love and patience, through dedication and listening, through supporting and believing in each other, and most importantly, by forgetting. One of you must have a very, very short memory. For this to work, at least one of you must be willing to forgive and forget. And from the two marriages that I'm most familiar with, my parents and mine, it's consistently been the woman in the relationship who has taken the high road and learned to forget. Whitney, this burden will fall you. To have a short memory and to overlook and forget those frustrating aspects of Pirmin's personality, his mistakes and his shortcomings. But now that I think about it, it's also been the individual who's lacked a genetic link to a wadman who has been the individual who's taken the high road. And so, Pirmin, this responsibility may fall to you to have a short memory, and you will need to take the high road and learn to forget and to have a short memory and overlook Whitney's shortcomings and flaws, many as they are. Anyway, probably should be both of you that take part and carry this burden together. Just remember, the key to happy marriage is a short memory. Forget. But unfortunately, that's not the only requirement to make a marriage work. We must also learn to remember the important things in life. And as my favorite author, Kurt Vonnegut, said, and I urge you to please notice when you're happy, to exclaim and murmur or think at some point, if this isn't nice, I don't know what is. What this ceremony can do is to witness and affirm the choices you've made to stand together despite the occasional urge to run away. Those urges will come. And when they do, you must both remember not to let a few minutes of bad take over years of good. You must remember the years of good times, especially during tough times. You must have a long memory. The key to a long marriage maybe is a long memory. You must never forget all the good you've been through together, all the good in each other, the wonderful aspects of each other's personalities, the kindness that they have shown through their acts, and how much you miss them when they're gone. I guess a selective memory is what we need. You need to have a short memory and forget the bad, forget the tough times, and get over them, and a long memory for all the good that you've had and will have. And now, a reading from the Bob Marley songbook. Pirmin, she's not perfect, and neither are you. The two of you may never be perfect together, but if she can make you laugh, can cause you to think twice, and admit to being human and making mistakes, hold on to her and give her the most you can. She may not be thinking about you every second of the day, but she will give you a part of her that she knows you can break, her heart. So don't hurt her, don't change her, don't analyze, and don't expect more than she can give. Smile when she makes you happy, let her know when she makes you mad, and miss her when she's not there. And Whitney, he's not perfect, and neither are you. And the two of you will never be perfect. But if he can make you laugh at least once, causes you to think twice, and if he admits to being human and making mistakes, hold on to him and give him the most that you can. He isn't going to quote poetry. He's not thinking about you every moment, but he will give you a part of him that he knows you could break. Don't hurt him. Don't change him. And don't expect more from him than he can give. Don't analyze. Smile when he makes you happy. Yell when he makes you mad. And miss him when he's not there. Love hard when there's love to be had, because perfect guys don't exist. But there's always one guy perfect for you. Now, a final word that's for Whitney and Pirmin, but it's also for everyone here. A famous philosopher of controversial reputation who was mentally ill, a failure his entire life, and never married, once said about marriage, it's not a lack of love, but a lack of friendship that makes unhappy marriages. This is Friedrich Nietzsche, and I think he's right, that we all need to hear this. We're all only human. We all are at our core animals with fragile psyches designed to help us avoid falling into despair about our lives, our futures, and our places in the universe. We expect too much from ourselves and those around us. We continually judge and measure ourselves, our families, our friends, and most of all, our spouses and our children against others. This is a waste of time, and it's the path to failure. I've said about social media a lot that we're measuring our bloopers reel against others' highlights reel. And that is true both in social media and in life. When I'm a lawyer, those who know me, and as a young lawyer, I used to do a lot of bankruptcies and divorces. And it was an eye-opening experience to see the true finances and family lives of people compared to their public facades. Their finances were ruined. Their keeping up with their neighbors and their social peers was a waste of time. And it's not real. This isn't healthy, and it's not real. And if we can get ourselves out of this virtual reality, we can be happy. We also must not measure up to our parents. Times are different. They're different because we've been raised in different times. Technology and social evolution have created an environment where we find ourselves now, and there's no precedence for living in these times. We're all finding our own way. We're all dealing with our own battles. And we must recognize this in ourselves and others. We must be empathetic, most importantly, in our spouses and our children. We're all trying our best, and we fail. We all do. We're not perfect, and we can't be. Perfect is the enemy of good. So to conclude, forget the trivial, the arguments, the things that don't matter. Overlook human nature, and remember the wonderful people you both are. Work towards a good marriage, towards being good friends, good parents, and most importantly, being a good person. Now, Everett, if you will present the rings that represent their bond. Shall we untie those?
Pull them off. You don't, yeah, that's, my mom said it. Goes like that. There you go.
All right. Will you, Pirmin, love Whitney with all your heart and keep her as your wife for the rest of your life?
I will.
Go ahead and put the ring on. Okay, Whitney, grab your ring there. And will you, Whitney, love Pirmin with all your heart and keep him as your husband the rest of your life?
I will.
All right, everyone get your seed bags ready.
Wait.
And if you all will stand, please. All right. Pirmin and Whitney, as your uncle, friend, and online ordained minister of the Universal Life Church, by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife and family. You may now gross out the children and kiss. All right, take your walk. I present Pirmin and Whitney.
Give it up for a bright and dreamy, guys.
Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now.
Angel flying too close to the ground. And I don't know where I am, I don't know where I've been, but I know where I want to go.
Nobody gets hurt, okay? The ladies go for the bouquet a lot more than the guys.
Thank you for helping me deal with my hangry issues. You've made me grow up so much in so many ways. I can't thank you enough for the past 5 years that we've spent together.
Well, this is going to be the future, and I know how imperfect I am. So first of all, I'm very sorry, Whitney, for the mistakes I've made these last 10 years.
Oh.
But I want you to remember that, you know, nothing can break us. I guess you'll always remember, but how silly we were now. But I want you to remember too that this was us solidifying our great decision. One of the best decisions we've ever made, to stick together.